on the board as Magnus he's angry.
He wants to win.
Something has gone wrong, so he's doing a kingside fianchetto, and surprisingly enough, transposed into a king's Indian.
But still
defense.
surprising move orders if you keep going. He still hasn't castled.
So this is like a same-ish, where we've committed our knight to e2, which isn't usually what we want. Now the move knight f6 to d7, what is the idea behind that? It's a twofold purpose. In this exact position, the bishop on g7 is passive.
Yes.
We would like to trade off dark square bishops, and we're threatening to play the move bishop h6.
Oh, very nice.
Bishop h6, bishop takes h6, queen h4 check. So the idea behind the move knight d7 is to play bishop h6, but also to prepare the usual counter.
That's why Pragg played h4.
Exactly.
Stopping bishop h6.
And also stopping, if you will, f5. If you play f5, bishop g5 could be a little bit disconcerting. So, h5.
Magnus still managed to get in bishop h6, but
at the cost of losing castling
castle
privileges. Okay, queen d2. Something tells me we might still be in theoretical waters, but they're shallow.
Not really.
No
games.
No games.
Here. No games here. Let me.
Normally speaking, white is trying to play b3, king b2, a3, and very, very, very slowly he works up the strength, the energy to play b4. In the meanwhile, I notice that Magnus, with the move bishop d7, is kind of telegraphing the fact he's abandoning the idea of playing f5. Normally speaking, you would be playing king g7, king f8, king g7, and prepping f5.
I was like, why not castle? I forgot the rook already moved.
Now here's the thing. It's an illegal move, right? But if I don't call you on it, and we play for like 3 moves, I think the idea is
3 moves?
3 moves. Then it becomes legal. Like, okay, and the DGT board, crashes. But okay, your quick take. Who's happy out of this opening?
I think Magnus is happy because he got the type of position he wanted.
Which was?
The King's Indian setup where it's going to be a long game.
Okay.
Where eventually he will try to break through somewhere.
I think in some ways he's happy because he came into this game in an incredibly belligerent mood, and he hasn't gotten a bad position for it despite his belligerence. He's saying,
You're on tilt and you are starting with one g6.
Yes.
So after 15 moves having an equal position is a good result.
Correct.
Outcome.
That was the answer I was looking for. All right, where would you like to lead us, Nessie?
Should we check how... anywhere. My bishop's stapled there on f1.
But in the worst case, your pieces might get driven back. For example, do your worst.
Fine.
Rook h6.
Sure.
I munch. You munch.
Take.
And I go b4. Finally, I'm trying to get
trapped.
I'm trying to get rid of this knight.
I feel like that knight is trapped. You tricked me.
No, I would never do that.
Yes, it's not looking good.
No, but that's the whole point that the b3, a3, king b2 is all about. Prague is prepping for b4.
There's a chance to build up a fortress by capturing b5 and just go knight b8. It's not an attractive continuation, but you could just hold it like that.
So tell me, so
Yeah,
knight
just stay, go to b8. Knight on c5 is solid, and if you go b4, take with the pawn, then okay, your bishop on f1 is kind of not great.
But with the knight,
Yeah, knight d7, and just, back for a draw. Prague went with something else.
Right.
which is knight
Guys,
b3.
while we're watching this, we missed that beautiful pawn win from Gukash.
Okay,
Something we didn't spot.
let's jump to
And
Gukash.
he's up a healthy pawn. I think they're repeating, because I saw this was the position like 10 minutes ago.
Not much has happened.
He's still down a pawn, but the extra pawn is the g2 pawn.
Okay, just imagine.
Okay, they're now repeating 3 times.
I was about to say, imagine that Magnus had those, would he be doing to winning this game? No. Somebody's stopping the clock and saying, I think that was 4-time repetition. A very dissatisfying game for, I think, both players. Both players, but more maybe Magnus, because Magnus did not have to play the move h4. I feel like some points were left on the table in this round.
Absolutely.
Yeah.